What's going on, everyone? Today we're diving deep into one of the most underrated places in Utah, and that is St. George. This is going to be a comprehensive travel guide including all of the best places to visit, hikes to do, and activities in the area. St. George is in southwest Utah and is the 6th largest city in the state. Most people visiting the adventurous sides of Utah will typically flock to Moab, but in my opinion, St. George is much better. It was even listed as one of the best places to live in the entire country, and it's on the list of Fortune 500's great places to retire. Before we start, I'd like to mention I have hundreds of travel guides, top 10s, and hiking vlogs from Utah and around the globe on my channel, so if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of this content. But without further ado, let's jump right in. This is my top 20 hikes and places to visit in St. George, Utah. First up, we're going to be hiking the Yount Flats to Candy Cliffs Trail. This is located in Dixie National Forest. It's a 5.3 mile round trip hike with about 800 feet of elevation gain. The last road to get there is a dirt road, but we made it in our Corolla with no issues, so any car should be able to make it to the trailhead. This is a stunning hike, and once you're there, it's just rich, colorful rocks for as far as you can see. It's a really great place for landscape photography, aerial photography, and it's just an open canvas waiting to be explored. Next up is Quail Creek, a beautiful water oasis just outside of Hurricane, Utah, which is about 15 minutes east of St. George. This is a state park that costs $15 to enter unless you have a Utah State's Park Pass, and you can camp here for $28 per night. Something I highly recommend to do here is rent a kayak or paddleboard, or if you're local to the area, you can actually bring your own. This is also a great place for drone photography. Permits are relatively easy and cheap to get at the visitor center or ranger entrance station. The colors of the water from above are just out of this world. It's truly an oasis in the middle of the Red Rock Desert. At number 3, we have Dixie Rock, located on the north side of town in St. George. This is a very cool hangout spot in town. It doesn't take much effort to get here. You have views of St. George in every direction from the rock, and one of the times we were in St. George, it was actually only a 2-minute drive from the hotel that we were staying at, so the proximity is right in the heart of St. George. Dixie Rock is a great place for enjoying sunset, a picnic, hiking, and even rock climbing. There's also a cool steel bridge connecting some of the rocks, and there's some phenomenal rock scrambling. It's really like a big playground that's great for all ages. Next up, we're going to be hiking the Scout Cave Trail, which is a 4.4 mile round trip hike with about 500 feet of elevation gain. This hike takes you through diverse desert landscapes and offers stunning views of Snow Canyon State Park from a distance. The trail leads to a hidden gem, a large natural cave known as Scout Cave. The cave provides a cool respite from the desert heat and a unique spot for exploration and photography. The heat is no joke in the summer, so the shade of the cave is really nice to break up your hike. It's a great place for photography, and the scale of this place is really just hard to capture in an image. It's so much bigger in person than photos make it look. At number 5, we have Kanawha Falls, which is one of my all-time favorite waterfall hikes in Utah. The trail is 3.7 miles round trip with about 650 feet of elevation gain, and with this mileage you'll get to see 2 beautiful waterfalls, both with ladders to climb up. The last time I was there, they did replace the ladder, but it's still beautiful, and it's an extremely unique hike where you're going to be navigating surreal slot canyons with some of the smoothest rock and most aesthetically pleasing rock formations. I've done this hike in the winter, the spring, and the summer, and because the water can be pretty cold in the winter, I think summer is best, and it's actually really refreshing to do this in the summer. Something to note is that this hike is very popular and has brought a ton of traffic to the local town, which the small town doesn't necessarily have the infrastructure to handle this amount of traffic, so please make sure to practice leave no trace when visiting here and really everywhere else on this list, and please be respectful of the locals and the places you're visiting here. You do need a ticket, and they're non-refundable and must be purchased in advance. They cost $12 per person, with kids under 3 being free, and the hike is limited to 150 people per day now to keep the traffic manageable. Next up, we have Zion National Park, which is my favorite of Utah's Mighty 5 national parks. It's located in Springdale, or just under an hour from St. George. Zion's Scenic Park Drive cuts right through the center of its beautiful steep red cliffs. The place is filled with a handful of some of my favorite hikes, and even a hike that's dubbed the scariest hike in North America, and that is Angel's Landing, which is just over 4 miles with 1,800 feet of elevation gain, and after the switchbacks you have the famous change section, a narrow strip of trail with 1,000-foot cliff drops on both sides. A few other classic hikes to do here include the Narrows, Zion Canyon Overlook, Emerald Pools, Court of the Patriarchs, and the Watchman Trail. At number 7, we're still technically in Zion National Park, but it's a section of the national park that few people know about. So at number 7, we have Moab Canyon. You'll have a much more secluded experience here compared to the main canyon. I feel like 90% of visitors who go to Zion don't even know that this exists, or simply just don't go because it is a far additional drive from the main park road. The highlight here is the Timber Creek Overlook Trail, which is a 1-mile round-trip hike with 100 feet of elevation gain. This short hike rewards you with panoramic views of the Moab Canyons and Pine Valley Mountain. Another popular hike here is the Taylor Creek Trail, a 5-mile round-trip hike with 450 feet of elevation gain, leading to the Double Arch Alcove, an impressive sandstone formation. The less crowded nature of Moab Canyon provides a peaceful escape into nature, and it is a really underrated area to visit outside of St. George. And while we're on the topic of Zion, I want to mention that I have a top 10 hikes travel guide for Zion and almost every single other one of the Mighty 5 national parks on my channel. I also have a top 10 of the best state parks in Utah, a 7-day itinerary on how to road trip the Mighty 5 parks, and so much more, so make sure to check some of those videos out while you're here. And next up at number 8, we have Aspiration Point, a relatively new and lesser known trail located just a 10-minute drive south of St. George in the Red Mountain Wilderness. This 3.2-mile round-trip hike with 600 feet of elevation gain is known for its striking rock formations and sweeping views of the surrounding landscapes in the distance. Along the trail, you'll find numerous aspirations or inspirational messages and sculptures left by hikers. It's a great place for a reflective hike, offering both natural beauty and a sense of community through the shared aspirations. People come here to remember a special moment, a special person, honor someone, or something else that's special to any of the visitors here. It's a very cool walk to see all of the rocks and read what people have left. If you don't want to hike the 3.2-mile trail, it's still worth visiting, as you can just walk a few hundred feet if you want and you'll still see plenty. Next up is the Red Reef Trail, located just outside of Hurricane in St. George. This hike is 2.2 miles round trip with 220 feet of elevation gain. Bree and I actually found out about this hike a few years ago after seeing a photo of the hike on the cover of a magazine in our St. George hotel. We knew we had to find this trail and hike it. It's a beautiful canyon filled with little pools of water along the way. The entire hike is surrounded by incredible landscapes, and towards the end you can climb an area with a rope and steps built right into the rock, making this a very fun and adventurous trail. We've heard sometimes there's a waterfall here at the climbing area, but when we did this trail, sadly the water levels were low, so we didn't get to see this. Next up at number 10, we have Sand Hollow State Park, which is actually very close to Quail Creek State Park that we talked about earlier. Both of these parks are incredible. Sand Hollow seems to be more popular than Quail Creek, and therefore it's much busier, but it is another beautiful oasis where you'll find rich, deep blue water with Utah's red rock desert landscapes around it. It's a great place for cliff jumping, swimming, kayaking, paddleboarding, and even water skiing and wakeboarding. One thing worth noting though is although I have not experienced this, some viewers on my other videos have mentioned getting swimmer's itch here. So the next few locations on this list are all going to be inside Snow Canyon State Park. This is probably my favorite state park in the whole state. I've always thought it could be a national park if the Park Service wanted it to be. There's slot canyons, petrified dunes, lava tubes, white rock canyons, red rock buttes, and even volcanoes. So here's a few of my favorite places inside Snow Canyon. At number 11, our first trail here is going to be petrified dunes, which offer an otherworldly landscape with ancient solidified sand dunes. These unique formations provide an expansive area for exploration, with rolling waves of Navajo sandstone that have been sculpted over millions of years. The terrain is great for hiking and photography with its vibrant colors and intricate patterns that are a testament to the natural history of the region. Sunset really lights up these rocks, making it the perfect place to visit late in the afternoon. You can scramble over the smooth, rippling rock surfaces while taking in panoramic views of the surrounding desert. There are trails, but you'll likely see people climbing around on the rocks all over. It's like one large playground, and you can hike as little or as much as you want. Next up in the park at number 12 is the Lava Tubes Trail, which is an exciting hike that leads you to several lava tubes, which are tunnels formed by flowing lava. This 2.5-mile round-trip hike with little to no elevation gain will take you through a unique volcanic landscape where you will see 3 lava tubes. Exploring them is a fun and adventurous activity. Just make sure to bring a flashlight or headlamp, as the tubes are extremely dark inside. A phone light helps, but it didn't light up the cave as much as you'd like it to, so a headlamp would have been nice. The trail also offers great views of the park's diverse geological features, making it a good hike for all ages, and this is another one where it's nice to take a break inside the caves and tubes because they're so much cooler than the summer heat outside of the lava tubes. And next up we have Jenny's Canyon, a short hike in Snow Canyon that's perfect for families and those looking for a quick adventure. This trail is only half a mile round trip that leads you to a beautiful slot canyon where you'll be surrounded by towering rock walls. The trail is pretty much flat, making it a very easy hike that offers a taste of the stunning sandstone formation characteristics of the area. The narrow canyon walls and unique rock textures make for great photo opportunities, really showing the scale of this canyon. It's a must-visit spot for anyone exploring Snow Canyon. Our last stop inside Snow Canyon is the White Rocks Trail, a moderate 4-mile round-trip hike with about 500 feet of elevation gain. This trail takes you through diverse terrain, including sandy paths and rocky sections, leading you to a stunning White Rocks amphitheater. The White Navajo sandstone formations contrast beautifully with their surrounding red rock, creating a very striking landscape. The amphitheater itself is a large open area surrounded by high rock walls, offering a serene and picturesque setting. The White Rocks are so fun to climb around on. It's another trail that just feels like a playground. It is a busy trail, and we did see multiple engagement photo shoots going on, but it's popular for good reason. Once you're near the top of the trail, you'll be on the White Rocks, looking out in the distance to the Red Rock Canyons, black lava rock, bright green trees, volcanoes, and St. George in the distance. This hike has unique views in every single direction. No longer in Snow Canyon State Park, at number 15 we have Pioneer Park and the St. George Narrows. This is very close to Dixie Rock actually. Pioneer Park is a beautiful place to hang out for the afternoon. This one truly is a big playground that you can just explore. It's a great place for a picnic. There's a ton of single pitch sport climbing and top roping routes, as well as short hiking trails and rocks to climb around on. There is a slot canyon in here, so it does make a fun little chimney scramble. This is a really cool spot to explore. And at number 16, we're still going to be in Pioneer Park, but we're going to be exploring the arches here. There's multiple rock arches scattered around Pioneer Park, so you'll have to make sure that you find them. There's 2 specific ones, and then of course just a bunch of smaller ones all scattered around. At number 17, we have Gunlock Falls State Park, which is another great state park that is definitely lesser visited than some of the other ones in the area. It's a massive body of water, and sometimes of the year there is a waterfall. We never got to see the waterfall because the water levels were low when we visited, but the main attraction here is going to be Gunlock Falls, so it's worth checking this out if you're here. It's a waterfall that flows right through the rich orange desert rocks. It looks amazing. There's a 1.2-mile hike with 170 feet of elevation gain. Hopefully next time we're here we get to do this and see the waterfall. At number 18, we have the Vortex, which is a very unique hike located outside of Gunlock, close by to Gunlock State Park. You're going to need to drive on a dirt road to reach the trailhead, but any car can make it. We made this again in my Corolla. The hike is about 2.5 miles with 500 feet of elevation gain, so it's a relatively easy one. However, there is some route finding you'll need to pay attention to, and there's not cell service, so it's really important to have offline trail maps downloaded. Although with the route finding, it's a really fun hike because you're just hiking along the rocks and you get to scramble a little bit. It's not just a walk on a casual trail. At the Vortex, you'll find 3 big bowl formations. It's a great trail to do for sunset, plus at that time we had the trail all to ourselves. We did notice that there was quite a bit of names and things etched into the rock, so I want to point out that even though you'll see this, please do not do this. It is vandalism. At number 19, we have Bloomington Petroglyph Park, which is a hidden gem tucked away in a neighborhood in St. George. It features ancient petroglyphs carved into the sandstone by Native American tribes. This small park offers a short and easy walk around the rock formations where the petroglyphs are located. The carvings depict various animals, human figures, and abstract patterns, providing a fascinating glimpse into the area's cultural history. This site is perfect for a quick visit and offers a unique opportunity to connect with the rich heritage of the area, but I'd like to emphasize being extra respectful here as it is in a neighborhood surrounded by houses, and I would only visit this park during daylight hours to respect the people that live here. Last up is Church Rocks, a popular mountain biking and hiking area. The main trail here is about 6 miles round trip and features a mix of slick rock and sandy paths. This is an area known for its interesting rock formations and beautiful desert scenery. The trail has moderate elevation gain, but it's suitable for all hikers and all skill levels. Whether you're biking or hiking, Church Rocks provides a great outdoor adventure with plenty of opportunities for photography. And that's going to wrap up this video. If you're still here, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you liked it, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you on another video.